go, here we go, here we go, here we go. It is Markets in the Morning. Let's go. Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is the Blockchain Backer, bringing you the latest cryptocurrency news and analysis. Welcome to Markets in the Morning. Today is Wednesday, November 13th, 2024. This is Markets in the Morning, where we take a look at the price action of the cryptocurrency market, including the Bitcoin price chart, along with the altcoin market, as we get ready for the United States stock market to open up here in the next 3 minutes. We'll take a peek over there at precious metals like gold and the US dollar currency index, or the DXY, and then take a look over there at any type of crypto news and financial news that is kicking off our day, which... woo, a lot going on. A lot going on in crypto, obviously, with the price charts. We've even got news today. So you got CPI that came out today. You got Robinhood listing new assets on their platform for U.S. customers, including XRP, along with ADA, Pepe, and Solana. But man, we had CPI today, met expectations. We got Bitcoin trying to knock on $90,000 door right now. You got XRP in the 70s up in there. And Doge has been killing it. And Donald Trump came out yesterday and announced that Elon Musk actually will be heading a Department of Government Efficiency called Doge. You had that on your bingo card 6 months ago that would actually happen. Good for you. I did not think that would really happen, but here we are. So, man, very interesting happening out there. But, of course, we got prices up here. It looks like we may watch Bitcoin touch $90,000 right here, right now, as this stream is going. So, you got precious metals like gold. Gold has been cooling off this last week or two. Ever since the Russell 2000 took place there on election night. And of course, crypto's been rocking with all of that. The US dollar currency index has been kind of weird. So we'll take a look over there. Things like knocking at that 106 is real bizarre. You have all of these positive things happening throughout the market, but you got DXY knocking on 106. Very, very odd. But let's go ahead and dive on into the charts, take a peek around at what's going on here. Bitcoin, geez, it's almost like I don't want to move it real quick. Just with 89,993, can we see $90,000 on the screen, and then we'll look elsewhere. I'm gonna do it. There it is, $90,000. Holy cow! There you go, $90,000 per Bitcoin. Looking over there, right? These were things we'd watched a lot over the last, year and a half, and on what things looked like really like in 2014 through 2017. We got way beyond where that kind of takeoff happened. We even kind of had like that August 5th sell-off happen in there. Things just kind of straggled out, but hey, better late than never, right? Better late than never. So we're seeing prices get moving up in here. Bitcoin back up in here, still touching and playing with $90,000. But there you go for Bitcoin. Big news over here. Of course, you got XRP and Cardano and Pepe and Solana listed for U.S. customers to be available to trade over there on Robinhood. Can you believe it? Just in time as we're heading into this exciting moment, these things get listed over there. As for others, the bumpy road, this is kind of what we talked about over there on Monday. There'd be a bumpy road getting back up to the retracements. I think the YOLO crazy exciting stuff all happens once that occurs, but a bumpy road to get out of there, and just kind of give you an idea of depths of how big these moves can happen in here. Nothing really out of line for how big of a move we're having in here for a bumpy road up. I'm not sure where each of these can take place at until we get there, but I'm looking for us to be able to hop out of there. Then that's when everything gets just really, truly exciting. And we know we're not at the super exciting part of the market just yet because this hasn't broken down yet. Even though we're seeing stuff, I was looking through CoinMarketCap this morning to just kind of see it, to be kind of like, why isn't this thing shifting? I was looking at the top 100 assets to see, how is Bitcoin ranked in there, because the Bitcoin dominance is even up a little bit. But even in the top 100, Bitcoin's ranked 31st in regards to performance for the last 7 days. So I think it has a little bit to do with the addition of, we've been seeing a lot of tether supply being printed in there at the same time. And that's, of course, accounted into Bitcoin dominance and these things holding up in there. But we've seen a lot of big moves happen in there. And even things like Tron setting new highs above its 2021 highs. Solana, of course, moving up. Dogecoin moving up. All these things moving up. And these are all top 10 assets, right? But these things are still holding. But still, we haven't reached the really crazy part of the market. I think we're still just in kind of the bumpy road phase, getting back to eventually when that comes. And when that eventually comes, I think it'll be short-lived. I'll give all my warnings during that time. We'll have all the new people pouring into the market, which, by the way, what do you do? I think I saw it this morning. Let me go see. Where is Coinbase app rank? Coinbase app rank bot. Where are you at right now? 15. It's ranked 15th. They're coming back, guys. They're coming back. So kind of keeping an eye on it. I think we'll probably start having higher viewership in markets in the morning. I don't think we're going to hit the crazy numbers just yet. Typically, when things are boring and slow, we have about 1,800 to 2,200 people in here. It's when things are hitting like 5,000, 6,000 viewers that it's like, okay, we may be reaching kind of an excessive point in the market. I don't think we're anywhere near there just yet, but we're just kind of working our way back up. So still a little bit of a bumpy road right in here. Nothing that's got me concerned at all. One of those crazy things that happened as well, of course, is you had Coinbase, COIN, Coinbase stock listed over there on the NASDAQ, able to break out of all retracements this week, right? So last week it got right back. Oh, no, wait, right? Yeah. Last week it got back to the retracement levels, including... Let's get my numbers, get my dates right here, right? Yeah. Okay. So till Friday, it got right back to the levels. And then as we kicked off this week, it went through the big breakout, which of course we saw big action in crypto throughout the weekend. And well, that translated into Coinbase this week. So this is just one of those confluence factors of being like, look, this has now blasted through all the retracement levels. It's just, how do you not just keep a positive outlook on crypto right now with all of these events that have happened in here with the Russel, Coinbase, Bitcoin, all these things. And now we're getting the listings coming in over there on Robinhood. Everything is looking pretty optimistic currently right now. Let's see, Bitcoin, $91,000. How about that? How about that? There you go, 91K for Bitcoin. Dogecoin flying. Dogecoin up almost 10% this morning. XRP sitting at a little bit over 71 cents at the breakout level. So breakout's at about 74 to 75 cents. It's kind of what we're waiting for to see if we can get the crack happen through there. Of course, XRP was listed over there on Robinhood, available for U.S. customers. Just like everything we have been through to get listed on there, just that reassurance, again, things are okay. Things are okay if they're willing to do that. So, okay. Get yourself together, man. All right, $91,000 for Bitcoin. Flipping more green. When I woke up this morning, the whole thing was red. The only coin that was in the green when I woke up this morning was Doge, which was up about 2%. So we could see the market is starting to turn around. We had CPI released this morning. It met expectations. We'll go through that here in just a little bit. XRP, again, I talked about this in yesterday's video, which I didn't intend on doing, but ended up putting out there at the end of the day. What we saw overnight was a back test of this broken resistance level that has held it down for, do your napkin math here, 8 or 9 months in here. That was the break. This is the true breakout level up in here at 74 to 75. So that's kind of the thing we're all waiting for right now. Russell 2000, of course, waiting to see if we can get a break through the all-time high at some point soon. This, again, there's been no move over here in the safety trade dominance, so I don't think we've reached anything remotely close to being excessive euphoria by any means just yet. As for gold, I had put a tweet out about this over there on Twitter saying, hey, do you notice anything? Of course, we all know when gold broke out, it was just days later that ended up being the top for Bitcoin back in March of earlier this year. Gold goes on its run while Bitcoin can't do anything. For the markets in the morning, the last several weeks, we've been looking at there trying to count these final waves happening in here for gold. Ended up being 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? We said, all right, that looks like fifth wave. It does turn around on itself, starts to fall. It has its first lower low be set in here with this move right in here. You can go look through all of these. These are all higher lows that just keep printing in a parabola that gets printed Boom, it loses it. Now it finally has a lower low. What happens on the peak of gold? Boom, out goes Bitcoin. So we know there's kind of that inverse relationship that takes place between them. This was a breakout of 4 years for gold's price. It gets the breakout. Bitcoin's run comes to a conclusion. Finally, the gold run's coming to a conclusion so Bitcoin can resume itself. So, when we say, if we're just looking at like the Bitcoin price chart in an echo chamber, you're looking at the cryptocurrency market in an echo chamber, kind of difficult. But when you add on these other elements we know there's this relationship that happens here between gold, and we see that happening in there. We know there's that relationship between the Russell 2000 and crypto. We beat it like a dead horse on the channel. I was sick of it. You were sick of it. We were all sick of it. Now we can celebrate it. It has been cleared and broken, and we saw the cryptocurrency market rampage after that ended up happening. Wonderful. The breadth indicator in here, right? So this is something we had talked about a couple of months ago. This thing is something I kind of use as an on-off switch to show if breadth can start triggering and an awakening in itself during the entire 2022. There was no false signals on this, right? So during all of 2022 and the entire fall, breadth never tricked one time that things were going to turn themselves around. However, breadth finally opened for the first time down here in January. That did mark the lows happening in there. Breadth, of course, opened all the way back up, opened up all the way up in here. Then breadth shut itself down right in here, and that of course marks the top. Then we have the April crash that ends up coming in there, and then 7 months of absolutely nothing happening in there. Then suddenly in September, breadth started to wake up again, and that saying, hey, look, there's been no false signals on this. This has historically meant that we are approaching these lows. We know that even here in 2020 November and in December, we can have these little flickerings on happening right in here. But once they start flickering, things are getting interesting for things to start shifting their way up. It's really these periods of doom. Absolutely nothing is happening. There's no reason to try to get any type of excitement happening in here because there is no opening of breadth. So don't fall for the bumps. Don't fall for the jumps. And here, though, we start having it to open. It does end up marking the bottom that the bottom was in. Now it's opening up even more than it was back then. So, again, hallelujah. Hallelujah. All right. There you go. Gold, we've already gotten to that one. This is the weird one. The DXY sitting at 106. I'm not sure what to think about this when we look throughout the bigger picture of all markets in here. And this may be a symptom of the things that we also talk about on how I do think this is probably a different picture that's happening in the market. It's not to say we're not going to see excitement happen in crypto. We're not going to see rallies happen in crypto and fun happen in crypto. But this could also be one of those symptoms of the things we're talking about, of this actually being more of a rotational top that is happening throughout equity markets rather than being an expansion due to the Russell 2000 still taking so long to be able to catch up to what's happening to the S&P 500, the NASDAQ, and the Dow Jones Industrial Average. It still just has all the appearances of that. What we're kind of still waiting for at this point is to see what happens to things like Netflix, Amazon, Apple, NVIDIA, if the Russell can get its way out of here and set this new high. When studying things like the 1999 to 2000.com bubble pop, the way this all played out is, there was extreme consolidation happening into those tech names. And then finally, once the Russell started getting out in here, this was actually where those bigger names started kind of selling off as broadening out took place throughout the market. So that's what we've got. That's what we're kind of looking for right now. And that just may end up being what a symptom of this is. I'm really not quite sure because we can look around everywhere. Everything else looks really good. This is just that one thing. Be like, that's odd. We're right at the danger level. Why is that? And when I look throughout crypto, I don't see things that are making me scream, doom, doom, doom. And if anything, it's just things of getting excited, like you see over there on Coinbase. So again, it might just be a product of that thing that we're talking about, that this isn't your typical expansion like we saw in 2012, 2016, and 2020, where you have all the indexes breaking out together. We have a broadening out of the markets happening all together. But this is more of a symptom of what happens when you have an equity bubble being printed, and then finally it starts to kind of rotate itself and the bigger names start to kind of let go. And so we still haven't really seen that big rotation happen over there from the big names just yet. We can look over there and do see that Google, Meta, Microsoft, United Health, Nvidia, and Apple, those are ones that are red today. While we do have the Russell 2000 in the green today, so you do have those bigger names that are doing that. But I think we're probably kind of looking for more than that to kind of confirm that's what it is. But I'm just going to have to guess that that's probably a symptom of what we're seeing happen over here in the DXY, and that's, I still think there's months of excitement, hopefully months. If this thing takes off this week, that would catch me by absolute surprise. I'll take it. I just don't have the expectation that it will. And maybe it's not months, but my expectations are that it's months. Lost my train of thought by doing that. But yeah, so anyway, months ahead of time. And then I think, then a couple of months of fun, and we'll assess things at that time. I think it could change. I think it could change. So, all right, there you go. Total 3, right? Total 3 hits a new all-time high. This kind of pullback that we've seen here in the last couple of days has been kind of a slam back to the support level that was over here. This is also the peak last Fibonacci retracement level that it's really kind of been bouncing on. So it's really just been kind of waddling between the all-time, that is not the all-time high. The March highs and the 786 Fibonacci retracement level has been kind of just a slamming back and forth happening over in here. More green coming into the cryptocurrency market with Bitcoin at $91,000 this morning, XRP at 71.2 cents. Lots of green. Of course, you got ADA in the green a little bit today with ADA, Solana, Pepe, and XRP being listed for U.S. traders over there on Robinhood today. So, okay. I think that covers the charts, right? Let's hit that one more time. Bitcoin, $91,000. Kind of revisiting those things that we were looking at back in the day. It's been a little while since so much time had elapsed. September, October, November, about 2 months behind over here on this compared to what it had done for over 3 years. But there you go. There it gets a go. Others, again, the bumpy road, but I still think we're working our way up and just trying to get our way on out. The excitement doesn't really actually happen in here until this stuff. And I do even think if we get up there, it's still going to pause out. It's going to waddle out. And then right here, this is where we get very serious on the channel. The reason I say we get very serious is because that's not what the market will be. The market will be extremely euphoric, extremely happy, celebrating. We're holding hands. We're singing Kumbaya. We're hanging out in Twitter spaces, partying with each other. We're all best friends. We made it together. We all did it together. And then it comes a game of time to start kind of preparing the brain to sell. And that's the thing that will be very difficult. And typically narratives are their best when it's time to sell. Always remember that. Things are always at their best when it's time to sell. I'm never going to tell you to sell either. So if you're looking for somebody to hold your hand and tell you when to buy and when to sell, good luck out there. I do tell you guys when I'm selling, but I will never tell you when to do it. My plan is that I will be selling into that rally, at least to pay myself for a couple of years of torture. I've got things that I need. I need a water heater. I want a new vehicle. I want some new carpeting in the house. All those types of things that I've put off for the last couple of years so I can scrape up change from underneath the couch to buy stuff. But all right, there you go. That's what's up. Everything is looking fine. And then of course you get the big news today of Robinhood with XRP, ADA, Solana, and Pepe. But still just waiting for things to get crazy. This hard to believe it when you see things like Bitcoin at $91,000 and Dogecoin shooting up that we aren't in the crazy yet. This is just kind of like the pre-warm up. So, okay, there you go. DXY, the only weird thing happening out there, waiting for bigger breakouts to take place. Let's move on over to the news. We look over there. CPI came out today. CPI came out at 2.6% annual year over year. We talk about this all the time. I assume there's almost 3,000 people tuning in here. They don't care about CPI at this point. Think of it the past, but it's something that we always do cover. It was expected that we would see CPI increase this month because the month-over-month figure that was falling off from last year was going to be low. It was going to be very difficult for CPI not to increase this month. So I'll show you that. We talked about this when we did the Fed live stream. maybe, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 consecutive months of falling year-over-year CPI. Boom, it moved up just as we anticipated. Not because we have an ability to know what's going on in the market and understand that higher CPI is going to come out because eggs are costing more, or because some channel got blocked because of oil not being able to go through. It was simply mathematical that it would likely end up rising. Now, for the next couple of months, there's a chance that maybe it just kind of stabilizes rather than rises. And I'll show you this. So essentially, we have probably 6 months. So we are right here. So this is the figure that fell out for 2024. This is 0.1%. The next two readings will be 0.2, 0.2, and that banger right there is a 0.5, right? So 0.5, and that will happen. Right? Excuse me. Right here. 0.2, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, 0.4, 0.3. So for the next 6 months, we could probably see it stabilize for 2 months here at about 2.6, maybe see it drop to 2.4, then see it drop to 2.2, see it drop to 2.0, see it drop to 1.9, right? Then when we are there in May, when we get the May reading, what would be interesting about that, right? If we get 1.9 CPI in May, why would that be interesting? Maybe the Fed's cutting. Maybe the Fed's already cut us down to like 3.5% Fed funds rate. Now we've beaten inflation, right? You got a new president in. There's new SEC chairman. Everybody's optimistic. Everything is great. But May, that's the 4 years, guys, just so you all know. That is 4 years since the peak of most of this market. Most of the crypto market peaked in April and May of 2021. So that would put us at 4 years. And what would be the best news in the world? We win, inflation, all that good stuff. So anyway, what am I doing? I am 21 minutes into the live stream. I haven't hooked you guys up. I apologize. If it's your first time tuning into Markets in the Morning on a Wednesday, this is all about having fun. Happy Wednesday.
It is Wednesday, my dudes. It is Wednesday, my dudes. It is Wednesday, my dudes. It is Wednesday, my dudes.
I always wonder, like, there's people who just hang out and are watching on their phone, but I guarantee there's like that accountant who is sitting in a cubicle in an office. He's got his earbuds in, and he's probably just hearing that bass hit so hard at 9, 10 o'clock in the morning. Nobody around him knows. He's just like, oh, Wednesday. Let's go. All right. Happy Wednesday, everybody. All right, there we go. So, let's hop into the news. Annual inflation rate hits 2.6% in October, meeting expectations. 10-year Treasury yield slides after tame inflation report. Trump versus the bond market, the real battle to watch in 2025. Stock futures are a little changed as traders assess the state of post-election rally. New inflation data. Heading over to crypto. Actually, I like to do CoinDesk first. US CPI meets estimates, rising 0.2% in October. Bitcoin moves above $89,000, which we know we saw it hit $91,000. Ethereum developer consensus plot token issuance in sign of Trump thaw. Dogecoin trade goes from meme to reality as Donald Trump confirms Doge, the Department of Government Efficiency. Ethereum pioneers new time machine, makes transactions conditional on future events. Moving over to Cointelegraph. Trump taps Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy. Dude, I clearly don't follow politics. To slash government with Doge. Will gaming token enthusiasm return this crypto bull run? Web3 gamer. Here's why Bitcoin traders really want to punch through $90,000. Western Web3 game need to use gotcha mechanisms to conquer Asian markets. AI firm, blah, 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 blah. Bitcoin price gains, significant pullbacks are ruled out. Trump isn't the only story driving Bitcoin's price through the crypto market. Hits what $3.1 trillion high, may soon surpass France's GDP. Bitcoin hits new 85K high with 17% left for a $100,000 record. Bitcoin trader says Bitcoin is headed toward $125,000 by New Year's Eve based on Bayesian probability. Okay, we survived it. We survived the news. Long-time Markets in the Morning listeners will know that's my favorite part. So, all right, there we go. Jason says, morning, is your mega 2K Bitcoin crash off the table? When reset? No, once the stock market crashes and crumbles, maybe one day. Seems pretty unlikely, though, right? All right. Let's go ahead and hop on into the chat. I think I've covered everything happening in here. We're just kind of rampaging at this point, and kind of just enjoying and appreciating the moment. It looks like we might hit $92,000 here while we're watching this happen live. Okay, Oscar Hernandez started out the chat with gifting a BCB membership. Oscar, thank you very, very much, my brother. Demian Bree says 2 questions. Do you think Dash will pump this season? Everything tends to move. There's not been any indication that people care about privacy. People say they care about privacy. There's been no indication of it. Does Doge look like it might have a pullback to 30 cents? Not financial advice, just a little reassurance. You got my back. Dogecoin obviously has been rampaging right there. You can look at it from a technical perspective of how it's doing right now. These are the things we were looking at with Doge before the break happened. Of course, when everybody was still real scared of the market, that we were going to crash much lower. But it was looking very similar to what it kind of looked like back in 2020 after the back test came in here. As for where it's at right now it's obviously getting back up near retracement levels. Hard to know with Doge. So like with Doge, my thoughts are just structurally and technically probably not going to see anything more than a retrace come out of Doge. But it is, again, was not on my bingo card that Elon Musk would end up being a part of government and that his entire task force would be called Doge. And that is interesting. We have a lot of people pouring into crypto right now. I'm quite certain they're probably all buying Doge right now. As for it going in an absolute parabolic line, you're taking a massive gamble on something in a parabolic straight line up that you are expecting that parabolic straight line up will continue. You're definitely reaching areas of resistance. I would not find it unreasonable in a normal technical scenario for you to see 30 cents, 25 cents on a pullback when some excitement kind of cools off. Hard to know if that's coming anytime soon or if this thing's just ramping up with how many people are pouring into the cryptocurrency market right now. I even showed kind of a screenshot that I had put in the video from yesterday that I had tweeted back in September saying that the euphoria was completely washed out of this market. I try to communicate when things are in the dumpster or things are really exciting. You're buying something now when it's really exciting. And, there's always just more inherent danger during a moment of excitement rather than during a moment of where hope and optimism is lost. It's usually, and that's what people tend to do in moments like this. If they're in something and it's lagging behind right now, their tendency is to sell the thing that's lagging, to go chase the thing that's moving. Then the thing that's moving ends up doing some correcting, and the thing that they sold that was lagging starts pumping off. So they sell down here to go buy this, and the thing that they sold does this, and then they sell this because this stopped to go chase that thing, and they get caught in a negative feedback loop that ends up happening in here. But it's real hard. From a technical perspective, Doge is reaching areas of technical resistance where it's at right now because it's reaching retracement levels. The thing I'm uncertain of is there's a lot of people pouring into this market right now with Coinbase app ranked number 15th now. And I can practically guarantee it. This is one of the first places they're going before they're going to Bitcoin. So in a normal scenario, yeah, I'd say it's got some correcting that it's going to do. And 30 cents sounds reasonable to me. but it's a weird moment for Doge in particular, with the president of the United States yesterday tweeting there will be a Department of Government Efficiency, and then in parentheses the acronym Doge. So weird. Wigmapool, my son Zach is sick today, and he's sat here with me. Can you give him a shout out? Zach, I hope you're feeling better, dude. I'm sure your dad cares about you very much. There's nothing we hate more than seeing you little dudes get sick. It makes us as parents, it's the worst feeling in the world, seeing your little dude or your child not feeling well. So I hope you feel better. And thanks for tuning in and listening to the channel, brother. SupercraSY gifted a BCB membership. Thank you, brother. BCB Padawan member for 17 months. Says, good morning, BCB. We've been watching since December of 2021. Thanks for all of your hard work. Would you kindly give us an XRP price analysis? I love your channel. Thank you very much. I just did an XRP video yesterday. This is the breakout level. I mean, just very simply speaking, it's going to move with the whole market. I don't think it's going to move like this. This is just kind of giving you an example of what happens when you come into the bottom, when you have Wyckoff accumulation that ends up happening in here, escaping from the Wyckoff accumulation, similar to like what we had in here. Just imagine this miniaturized into this form right in here. That's what you have, escaping, and then the new range building that happens in here. And then now trying to get finally the escape from that range, which is where we are at right now, trying to finally escape that range and then create that as the new support happening in there. So that's what we talked about in yesterday's video. In the end, I think XRP is just going to move with the whole market. I think it's dependent upon finally getting to the point where the market is ready to escape from here. I think there's a lot of stories and narratives and theories and frankly BS when it comes to XRP, when it comes to all the stories, and it's all just a big giant thing to sell you a bunch of products that I can't stand it. But the reality is the data says that, you know, this is what you need. This is what you're waiting on. I think XRP could probably get through that resistance level before this ends up happening. Like, I think we can probably escape out of 74 cents before that market cap has to do that. But in order for it to get actually parabolic and for us to go figure out price discovery and figure out that extreme of some demand and supply, we're going to have to move with the market, which means we're waiting for kind of that bigger thing to happen over there with others. Still, nothing changes with what I'm looking for. Hoping for all-time highs. If all-time highs happen, looking to ladder out at $7, $8, $9, $10 for about 65-70% of my position, and that's going to pay me for all those years, and then I'll hold on to 30-35% of it moving forward, hoping that things pan out. But I got to get paid, got to take some off the table at that time. So Samuel Wobble, what's up, BCB? Appreciate all you do for the community. Much love. Member for 32 months. Samuel, thank you, brother. 2.5 years. Gator, my man, gifts 5 BCB memberships. Gator, thank you, sir. Oscar Hernandez with a super chat. Lots of frogs. Hit the like. I saw all your frogs come through. That kind of reminded me. I had not played the frog yet today. Texas Takeover, member for 19 months, says, listen to Oscar and hit that like button. Yeah, we have 3,000 people in here. We have just about 700 likes. It's the number one way to support the channel. Appreciate you guys. All you have to do is close out the chat, hit the like button, and then open up the chat. The whole process takes 3 seconds. Eric Smith, member for 16 months, says, I started watching you when Bitcoin was 3K. Just saying, no, you didn't. Wait a minute. Oh, I was going to say I wasn't here when it was 3K. That's a lie. I was. Technically 4K. But, wow. Jeez. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. This will be embarrassing. My 5-year anniversary was a week ago. Oops. When was my first video? I don't know when my first video was. Okay. Well, I've been a YouTuber for 5 years. How about that? Thank you. Thank you, Eric. Cameron Vaughn says XRP is back on Robinhood. Yes, it is. Okay, people keep saying that, but I was trying to confirm it with people. Was it ever tradable on Robinhood? Carlos says, is XRP still your biggest bag? Yeah, it technically is. But here's the funny thing about it. The last time I bought, let's do it. Let's say it this way. Where's SUI? There you are. We started doing those comparisons of Solana and SUI and like TIA, which of course SUI is gone and TIA is not. But SUI, added to the bags pretty heavy right there. Yes, XRP is still number one, but SUI has climbed so much, it has bypassed my Bitcoin holdings. It has bypassed my Ethereum holdings, bypassed my Cardano holdings. And SUI has worked itself up to be number two. I had no intention of it doing that, but that's where we're at. Oscar gifted 5 BCB memberships. Oscar, thank you very much, man. Janice, can you see EOS reaching $7 during Euphoria or maybe more? Just never saw planning when to let it go. Much love. I haven't seen anything on. I haven't paid attention to EOS in years. They still don't show up on any developer data or anything like that, right? We talked about that a lot. I mean, you're kind of just hoping for. I wouldn't expect an expansion out of it unless something is happening with EOS that I don't know about. Right, we saw that in 2022. They just got completely abandoned, development wise and all that good stuff. So if there's something happening there, I'm just not familiar with it. All boats tend to rise in the crypto market, but maybe like a retracement happening in there. But that's really, unless there's something I don't know about, that's really kind of the only gamble that's there on that one. Hit the frog or you're not a Swiftie, says Damian Bree. Thank you for the super chat. Philip Mann, member for 17 months, says, yes, it's the frog. Samuel Williams, member for 17 months. Frog. Yeah, I was late to it. I was very late to it. This was only 5 minutes into the stream, and here all these were at. The Jake Foose show says, when will you release the XRP? It would have to be into the all-time highs. Joe Cansey. Sorry if you've stated this. I checked. Oh, wait. Dill Kansky with the super sticker. Brother, thank you very much from Favorite Pilot. John Costco, sorry if you've stated this. I checked out crypto for a while. Are you anticipating a 4.236 extension type move for Bitcoin or something more modest? No. I personally don't think we're going that high. I'll modify my thoughts. I'll modify based on structure, once this thing starts to develop. Right now, it's obviously parabolic. My personal thoughts, more like $107,000 right now. If we start seeing something like $130,000 or $140,000, I have other ideas that I'm willing to entertain. But right now, totally, the idea is just 107. So you probably need to go back and rewatch. We've spent so much time talking about this and probably need to put out new videos because people are starting to tune in again. They probably tuned out for a long time. That's one of those things I talked about with the euphoria is completely washed from the market. When euphoria is extreme, that's typically when prices are too high, profit taking, selling into the retail investors that are pouring in. But when euphoria is washed out, people are gone. And so I could tell euphoria was washed out when people are sitting there saying, no, Twitter's too euphoric. It didn't matter if crypto itself, it doesn't matter if Twitter itself is euphoric because that's not the metric of euphoria. Metrics are how are engagement rates on tweets? How are viewerships on YouTube videos? How are Google Trends search doing? How is Coinbase app rankings doing, right? That's real measures of there's euphoria happening in the market. And we were in phases of complete decimation. I mean, Coinbase app rankings were in the 500s at that point back in September. YouTube videos everywhere were down, subscribers are down and everything is down. Now everything is picking back up all over again. So we'll revisit it because I get it. A lot of people disappeared and now they're coming back to take a look at it because now it's hitting the news wire. They're like, wait a minute, I own some of that crypto. Let me go take a peek at it. I hope I didn't lose internet. No, I hope not. Go live. Sorry, you gotta check my window. There you are. Okay. We good? You guys see me? Everybody good? Okay. All right, sorry about that. Something crashed on my screen. But no, not 4.236 extension. Craig Tilbury gifted 5 BCB memberships. Brother, thank you. Dennis Wayne says, Craig is very generous, man. Thank you. Dennis Wayne says, I just bought a new truck, a Ram TRX. And I realized that it's a 702 vehicle because it's got 702 horsepower. Dang. Dang. I've definitely looked at that one. That's the pricey one, right? Is the TRX the pricey one? Is it above the Rebel? Yeah. Oh, geez, everybody knows. Okay, everybody knows. Oh, somebody gifted 50? Where is it? I don't see it. XP Market. Dang! XP Market gives 50 memberships, guys. If your name is Flippin' Green, XP Market hooking it up. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, let's get back on. Let's get back on. There's 3,100 people in here. They're like, geez, BZB, stay on track, brother. Stay on track. Okay, sorry. You guys haven't hit the like button, so you haven't motivated me. All right, Philip Mann gets to the BCB membership. Brother, thank you. Ali K says, hey, BCB, remember I mentioned my mother had cancer. She's better now. Your thoughts on Atom? You mentioned it in some time. Thanks. Yeah, like anybody, like people are asking about individual altcoins. I don't really have opinion. I know you hate to hear this. I don't really have opinions about individual altcoins. It all moves together. I personally play kind of the portfolio game where I'm not married to one asset. You're going to find people who will want to just preach you one coin and tell you one coin is going to rule them all. You have to have it because of this, because of that. It's not the way that I kind of play it. I focus on developer activity, total value locked, percentage drawdowns, and say, hey, I'm going to grab a basket of all these things, and that's how I'm going to end up playing the game and just kind of holding on to it and waiting until we reach a euphoric moment in the market and then kind of take profit on everything all at the same time. Atom's got a lot of positive things going for it. Just price hasn't really done anything as of yet, but I don't see any reason to think that it won't. But it definitely hasn't done anything exciting. I see people in the chat keep asking about TIA. Cover TIA. I know it, TIA. TIA. It's the same story. It did the ABC correction in there, but it just hasn't done anything since then. So it's definitely not being like an exciting coin like you had over there with SUI. It's not a SUI, right? For sure. It's not a SUI, but you've already got your ABC, right? And so this is the thing we're looking for. There's your ABC. Now you're just waiting for the blast out, and sometimes these things can happen in half of a second, like we just kind of saw with H-bar yesterday. But it's definitely not a leader, right? And so that's the big thing. It doesn't matter right now who's a leader. Does it matter who's not a leader? I'm not really sure. But it's not a leader. It's not doing this isn't doing anything unique. Atom isn't doing anything unique. It's got good data to go with it. It's got good fundamentals to go with it. But is it doing anything unique? I don't see anything in particular unique happening with it. But Ali, congratulations on your mother. I should have acknowledged that first. That's amazing. Congratulations. That matters in life way more than Dingus Atom chart. Right. Yeah. Sometimes it's hard to be in gratitude to just take it when everything is going well and everybody in your family is healthy. You just kind of take that for advantage, and that's just normal, and that's how things always are. But when people are not healthy in your family, the world flips upside down. So congratulations. And for all those who don't know, my son's arm is fully recovered. We are out of the big cast. We are out of the small cast. We are out of the splint. We are good to go. The only thing we got going on now are random medical bills coming in the mail. Corey, were you surprised by the Bitcoin PA in the past week? Not at all. Not at all. If you haven't been watching for months, you might have been surprised, but we were not surprised. Especially not when leading up to it. Like, we'd put out a video on the Monday prior to the election, kind of going through it and being like, here's how things played out through the past elections. And then when the Russell started breaking out Tuesday night, that was like the, hey, whoa, here we go. We've talked about this dingus Russell for forever. 2 hours later, Bitcoin broke out. Chose Mose. Hey, BCB, I'm curious why you typically talk about others more than Total 3. Because Total 3 is going to include the stable coins in it. So, like, I think of it as like, this is more of like the super risk. This is like your super risk group. This is like proof of true breadth opening. Because this is where it's gone really far out the risk curve. You've gotten away from Bitcoin. You've gotten away from Ethereum. You've gotten away from the top 10 assets, right? So others is going to be the entire cryptocurrency market, excluding the top 10. This is like our true market cap of the breadth is wide open in the cryptocurrency market. And so that's why I kind of focus on this one to say, hey, has the breadth opened? If this thing's taken off, we're like in full-blown alt season. And so that's why I look at this one. Enrico, in Doge with Elon, like Tesla buying Bitcoin in 2021. Wait, is DOGE with Elon like Tesla buying Bitcoin in 2021? And that's a great point too, right, Enrico? Is this like peak max Doge euphoria, right? Can it get any more than this? I don't know. It might. It might. I don't know. You know, like when I don't know. I really don't. Just because I think we're early in, like, we're not early in crypto. Obviously, Bitcoin's at $91,000. People who are buying in at this point, you're very late. Very late. We were like $17,000 like a year ago. But I think we're early in regards to like the early ending. Right? The early big moment. I don't think we're like at the grand finale of the big moment just yet. So it's hard to think that. But also remember when Tesla added it, like, this also when like crypto went bonkers, right? Like they added it like February 7th, I think. It's that green candle right there. So crypto still went bonkers. There wasn't much left in Bitcoin after that, right? Bitcoin's at 47, and it still gets about another 40% after that, but just kind of waddles through here. But crypto in general went bonkers after that moment there in February. I don't know. Jack says, I remember what we talked about when what you do with the channel after XRP moons, and here we are 4 years later. It's been a turning cut. Nah, I want to talk to you about something. I want to talk to you about something weird. Just for XRP people, okay? I'm not going to predict anything, but I just want to talk about it. Okay, it's real talk. Sit down, open up your mind, and just kind of think about it for a minute. People who have held XRP kind of been through a pretty wonky journey for the last few years. I won't even call it few years, 5 years, right? You built community, friendships, all that different stuff. We're kind of heading into this exciting moment right in here in crypto, it seems. There's this real possibility that Gary Gensler is going to be stepping down from his position here in the next week or so, week or two. He's going to be replaced. There's a chance Trump's going to be putting in a bunch of pro-crypto people. There's a chance, based on the attorneys like Hogan and Fred Rispoli and Meta Lawman and John Deaton. I saw their discussions yesterday with him with Jeremy Hogan. Right? There's even this real chance that this thing settles right before then. What will you do in the event that Gary Gensler is gone, this case settles, and 3 days later, XRP hits $9? You've gone through 5 years of trash, and the moment it's all over and you claim victory, you're supposed to sell. And you say, that's it, I'm done. Goodbye. Goodbye, community. Goodbye, everybody. We won, but I'm selling. And you don't, but people are going to be telling you, what are you talking about? It's just the beginning. We just now got clarity. We just now are victorious champions. And like I said, I'm not here to predict that was what will happen. But it wouldn't surprise me if it's what does. And how would you handle that? How would you emotionally handle that? Just food for thought. JJ Jacob. Why am I so far behind? Mr. Q. Wait. Okay. JJ Jacob. On the way up, we will see big corrections. How are you handling that? By the way, total 3 at the March highs and others still way down. Correlation broken. No. So even when Tether gets added, USDT, we've been seeing this recently, Tether is adding $1 to $2 billion per day. That gets added to total 3. How are you handling that? Correction? I just do nothing. I do nothing. The thing is, I'm not a day trader, right? But I'll swing trade the big stuff, multi-year stuff. We get back to retracements. I'll take stuff out of retracements, or we reach extensions. I'll do it. But most of the big stuff, it very rarely happens for me. It's once a year, once 2 years, there's a big move that ends up happening for me. But any type of trades that are happening and stuff, they're small amounts because I make it. I even take the pressure off of myself a little bit to where I can't even access most of my crypto. If I decided I wanted to sell at this exact moment, there's a lot of steps I'm going to have to go through that are actually going to make it pretty difficult and annoying. And I have to sit there and say, do I feel like doing that right now? do I feel like going through all those processes that I have to go through to go get my crypto and get it to do that? But yeah, there's no real moves that I'm taking in here. It's been all about just adding stuff in here. Which I'm done. I'm done adding. I'm not adding anymore. I finished adding in September. Martin Kelly says, thanks for everything, BCB. Thank you very much, Martin, for the super chat. I've been in crypto for 4 years, and your insight is invaluable. The newsletters are also awesome. Thank you very much. The safety trade you talk about, do you think it will just drop in a big fashion? I don't know what it will look like. I just can kind of look at how it's behaved in the past. It's really the only examples I have to know what it would look like. Typically, when it gets moving, that's because we see a broadening out in markets, in the altcoin market and in the cryptocurrency market, and that broadening out tends to cause this thing to fall pretty quickly. So I would assume that it would fall pretty quickly. But how? In history, typically when things get into expansions like this, it's not much time. It's not much, right? That it could be 20 days. 20 days of YOLO excitement. I mean, it's how short it could be. And then we enter a 1-2 year long bear market, right? That's how it can go. But typically, that's because when it happens, these things happen extremely aggressive, extremely euphoric, and extremely quickly. So, like, and this is where the like alt season really kicked in back in 2021. My recollection, that's 48 to 53 days is how long the entire crazy bull run of crypto was. 48 days. That's all it was. That was the whole bull run. Years, 3 years. 3 years, all of it in 48 days. According to this, that hasn't started yet. And just so you know, there is some person in there that says, so, in 3 months from right now. So, back in November, you said it would last 48 days. Have we already started the 48-day countdown? So today is number 17. Does that mean we have 31 left? Not predicting 48 days, but just giving you an example of what it did look like. Okay. Mr. Q, hey BCB, will you be selling your Bitcoin? If yes, at what price? Thumbs up, y'all. It's possible I'll be selling my Bitcoin, but I'm not in a rush to sell Bitcoin. I'd rather have a clear structure on Bitcoin to sell it than not. Moving forward as well. So like I talk about selling crypto into a crazy environment, right? I'm heavily positioned in altcoins right now for this, not caring about Bitcoin's price action, but I own Bitcoin, right? But my allocation percentage wise is, like 90% into the altcoin market compared to being in Bitcoin. However, I know that not to be the correct way to do things for forever, that, it shouldn't stay like that for forever. In the event, that we did something along the lines of this, like you did back in 2015, 16, and 17, it's that, things got moving in Bitcoin. It went higher than 107. It'd be like going to like 140 or 150 or something. And then things kind of trash out for quite some time in here until inevitably being able to turn its way back up. Not predicting that. Still, my base case is 107, but I'm giving an example here of if I decided to re-enter money into the market after selling into something crazy, my primary focus would actually be Bitcoin, and it wouldn't actually be altcoins for quite some time in that event. Again, right now, 90% altcoins. I feel like I'm positioned in the best place I can possibly be. This is where I want to be. Bitcoin, that doesn't matter to me. Like I said, like this looks impressive. This looks crazy. This looks wild to see this in here. But even in the top 100, Bitcoin's ranked 31st of the performance for the last 7 days. The altcoin market's holding itself up well. But in the event that I decide, you know what, I think there's still more legs to this market. There's still more left to this market. The actual focus would be on Bitcoin rather than altcoins after that, after a moment like that. Like this would be where altcoins go nuts, it goes crazy, it's euphoric, it's wild, it's absolutely incredible. We're all having the best times of our lives and we all get giga dollars in our pockets. But then after that, the focus would be back on Bitcoin. So right now it's kind of waiting for macro things to tell me, are we doing something more lines of that? Which it's not quite high enough, more like that. And in the event of that, yeah, I may sell my Bitcoin in there on a third range boundary, on a retracement. But I think that there's possibility that doesn't happen. I just, Bitcoin is such a slow mover compared to the altcoins. Like selling the altcoins is almost like detrimentally important because what goes up 200% in a day comes down 60% in a day. Bitcoin can go up 4% in a day, maybe 10% if it's feeling crazy. And then to the downside, maybe it can go 7%, 8%. It's a much slower mover, and you can have more time to really kind of think things out with Bitcoin. Whereas with the altcoins, you have to kind of make decisions, and you have to make them very rapidly when things are going very fast. But yeah, there's a chance I'll sell my Bitcoin, but there's a chance I won't because, like I've always mentioned, my goal is to sell 65 to 70% of my portfolio. That's what it is. Take risk off the table and everything like that. But when I imagine that 35% that gets left in the market, Bitcoin is a pivotal position in that. So it's like, do I want to take a taxable transaction on that in particular? Right? And sell that and have to log that as a taxable transaction when I intend on keeping that particular thing in the portfolio? Nah. Right? I'll definitely scream it and say, hey, that's the danger zone. That's the danger zone. That's the danger zone. But I'll probably be like, but I've sold 70% of everything that I own. But maybe of that 30% that still remains, I may just hold on to the Bitcoin. You know what I mean? Thank you, Martin. Mr. Q. Hey, BCB, will you be selling? Oh, that's what I did. Mr. Q, I'm sorry. It was you. Will you selling your Bitcoin? Crypto Queries, new member. Welcome. XP Market, of course, is the one who dropped the 50 bomber of memberships earlier. Thank you very much. I'm so far behind. Thank you guys for being here and hitting the like button. All right, Alvin. Thank you very much. Oh, wait, no. Chief Tan, Blackbeard, gifted 10 after that. It's crazy. Thank you. Aiden, the super chat, please comment on this. XRP last bull run was under litigation with the SEC disputing whether it was a security. Also, there were only maybe 1 to 2 exchanges that you could buy it. All that versus now. You want to comment on that? XRP was not able to get into expansion. Maybe this time it does. Maybe this time it does. How's it doing? Still fighting that breakout level. Jeremy K says, did your target for Bitcoin change now that we're already at 90K? No. In past videos, you thought it would top out around 85, 94. Wait, I sometimes think people haven't been here. I think in the last 20 videos, 107 has been kind of the target. Not kind of, the. JB Estrada. Can't wait to celebrate with a well-done steak and an EV. Yeah, right. Well-done steaks and electric vehicles. Let's go. All right, Jeff S. Just thank you, brother. Man, thank you. Just making it simple, brother. Thank you. Dimitri, we'll be getting a dedicated XRP video set. I literally did one yesterday. What is going on here? What is going on here? What if it's like, your target's 85. What do you think now that it's 91? Wait, what? Where's your dedicated XRP video? I just did one 12 hours ago. All right. Dimitri, brother, I just did one last night. Thank you, brother. Gabriel, have you seen Flog on Salt? No. No, we don't cover memes. I mean, memes, there's money to be made in memes. Don't get me wrong. I've made money in memes. But we just don't really cover them. I'll leave that for other stuff. Majules Company says, which asset can be legally used on X payments? I don't know. Stakes at 135. There we go. I think JB is going to be hanging out with Stakes 135 and getting taught a lesson about diesel trucks and medium rare steaks. Can't wait to see Gensler get canned. 3,000 people in the chat. That means euphoria is creeping up. No. This is nowhere near euphoria. See, this is healthy, right? This is exactly what you want. You're we're bullish. Things are moving up. There's interest, but we're not euphoric, right? Yeah, that'll be an interesting day when Gensler steps down. Now, here's the thing, right? Does Gensler do anything on his way out the door like Jay Clayton did? Cameron says, if that happens for XRP, I'd sell 70% and hold the rest. Yeah. Right. That's just the end of it. Like in the end, right? I'm going to hold some, but when you've gone through C19, you've gone through the SEC lawsuit, you've gone through all of this, you've gone through FTX collapsing, you've gone through Luna collapsing, you've gone through everything, you've bought 100 times at 35 cents, you bought a dozen times at 22 cents, you bought it 13 cents, you bought everything. And if you're getting offered $7 to be able to take some off the table, by all means. Time to get a new water heater, time to get new carpet and a new truck. Parker says, do you think Dash has a chance to cycle? Man, we're getting OG 2017 coins est today. I don't see anything indicating it, that it's like something that people are going to YOLO over. Unless there becomes some like narrative where people are like, dino coins. Like, what if they're like, you know how that's like, what if the new meme coins are dino coins? People are like chasing Steam or like Strat or what were the other ones? Like Pure Coin. But thank you, Parker. I'm not seeing any evidence. Damian Bree, Uphold won't let you move Doge to an external wallet. Just an FYI for the chat. All right, there you go, chat. Uphold will not let you move your Dogecoin. Enrico says, BCB, I think you'll like to see this. Gold rejected the 4.236 retracement from the 1980 high. That's right. Somebody was bringing that up. I asked about that long ago. It was you. And you said it was an interesting point. Yeah, you. Yeah, that's interesting. Oh my, come on. Let's get Bitcoin off the screen. It's still short though, right? It's still a little short. Oh, wait, no. Still a little short. Definitely up there. Mark, such an exciting time. I hope my coins are winners, as I'm sure we all do. Thank you for all your dedicated work and analysis. Right. So if you're just jumping into the market and you're like, I've tried, obviously going through 2021 was pretty difficult because only 20% of the coins went into new all-time highs, right? That's all we ended up getting was 20%, which was far different than 2017. So of course, 2022, 2023, we're spending a lot of time trying to figure out what happened. Traveling to Austin, Texas, meeting a lot of people, traveling just the entire world for me in regards to going conferences and meeting people and learning about different data sets. And one of the things that was in Austin was meeting the people from, or watching the presentation from Electric Capital about the developer report. And that kind of set me on this crazy journey of studying the consistent things between winners and between losers of crypto in 2021. And there were consistent themes that mattered when it came to development activity, user activity levels, and what else? Percentage drawdowns and circulating supply inflation. And so over there in the newsletter, we spent a lot of time talking about that particular data. And you can find all these things for yourself. And so people who are asking about Dash, people who are asking about EOS, probably you've stepped away from the market for a long time, and now you're coming back, and you're still kind of looking at the old stuff. And not kind of understanding what really kind of happened with the market in 2021. There's a lot of resources that you can go check for free. There's places like developerreport.com, Santiment, and where you can check to see where are things happening There's DeFiLlama.com where you can check total value locked to see what is happening with these chains, see which ones are being developed, see which ones are being worked on. In the newsletters, there's like a whole series in here. So if you go to blockchainbacker.substack.com, there's a whole series in here where we go through all this data, and I go through 2021 and I show you things of like, hey, look, this was having a fall off in development. EOS was one of them, big fall off in development back in 2021, which wasn't noticed at the time. And so when we're going through it and looking at it, who has the rising development? Who has the rising total value locked? And if you want to get educated, and I'm telling you these resources right now. So if you don't feel like signing up for the newsletter, don't sign up for the newsletter. It's fine, but you can go read it all. DeFiLlama.com, Santiment.net, DeveloperReport.com. Those are all free. I mean, Santiment has like a paid version. I don't have an affiliate link. I'm not sponsored by them, but Santiment.net, go to the screener. You can go check it out, take a look at what's being developed on, go to developerreport.com, go see what's being developed on, and go to DeFiLlama.com and see which chains people are using. Those are the things that were important in 2021. And those are the things I focused on when I grabbed the dip back in September of 2024, when I did an hour and 15-minute long newsletter, which I'll never do that one that long again. Please, dear God, don't have me do another one that long again. But check those things out for people who are coming back, asking about things like EOS, asking about things like Dash. Get yourself, if you're just coming back to crypto after being gone for a long time, go get yourself caught back up on what people are doing right now. Let me see if I can pull this up. Hold on. And then we're going to start getting, I need to finish off these chats, and then we'll get to starting to wrap this thing up. Okay. Here's DeFiLlama.com, right? So we can go over here. We can go to chains. Okay. You could see what are the most popular chains on here, right? So people who are giving Ethereum a hard time, it's Solana. Not yet, okay? Ethereum is still the dominant beast in the playground, okay? Yeah, Ethereum, Solana, Tron, Binance Coin, Bitcoin, Base, L2 on Ethereum, Arbitrum, L2, SUI right there coming in at number 8, followed by Avalanche, right? So these are your big boys. And you come over here to Ethereum. You can take a look at the different things within Ethereum. Lido, that's really the biggest one in here with $32 billion of TVL, followed by Aave at 14. You can get an idea on here where the other ones land that you may find yourself interested in. So you may be thinking to yourself, I really like this one coin. Go look on here. Go look at these charts and take a look at it. So like these are interesting things. Like let's how's Tron? All right, so Tron, okay. Elevated, way higher than what it was back in like 2022. But you go to things like, let's take a look at Solana and Ethereum. Is Solana improving? So Solana, not higher than 2021, 2022. Right direction though, right? Growing TVL. How's Ethereum doing? Not higher than 2021, 2022, but, you know, okay. Looking a lot like the price chart, right? They look like SUI. Okay. Well, I know why SUI is the hot topic. There you go. Right. This is the one thing that kind of annoying about DeFi Llama is when you're clicking around, everything's a little slow. Let's see if we can find somebody like dying. let's go look in. Let's go see how these are looking because I haven't looked at these in 2 months. Look at Lido. Right. So here's 2022, right? So you can see Lido has come in here, and it's definitely above the highs from back in 2022 for TVL. I'll go to number 2, which is Aave, right? So I think Aave's improving. I don't remember it being as high as 14. Boom, it's getting better. So Aave, the last time I checked on it was like in September, right? So it was down here. Right, so it like hadn't gone back and gotten above those 2021, 2022 highs, but you could definitely see improving, right? So this is just like one resource, right? Then you have developerreport.com, then you have Santiment, and go like get yourself rehearsed on these easy resources really quick. Go find ones that you like. Like, let's see if EOS is even in here. Wouldn't that be crazy? There's EOS EVM. I don't know what that means. I know EVM stands for Ethereum Virtual Machine, but EOS itself was supposed to be like an insane L1 back in the day. Either way, there you go. There's some resources. I don't know how we got on that tangent. Okay. Hoping your coins would be winners. That's right. Mark, good luck, brother. Gibbs, selling XRP in a euphoria moment will likely be like graduating high school. Happy and sad at the same time. I had this thought last week. Love you all. Gibbs, thank you, brother. Remember for 9 months. Silverpunk Skull says, is there any negative to converting to USDC before selling? Well, it's just whether or not you want to take risk sitting in USDC. There's inherent risk in everything in crypto. We have seen USDC depeg one time before. It happened during the March banking scare, March of 2023, not 2024, 2023. I remember I was in Puerto Rico at that time. But it ended up reclaiming itself. Let me make sure I didn't skip anybody. All right, Minnie Mouse, thank you for the super chat. SW, how can we pull up the last chart in TradingView? Was that total 3? Pull up the last chart? This one? Or if you're talking about safety trade, this is just bitcoin.d plus f.d plus usdt.d plus usdc.d, right? So that's Bitcoin dominance plus Ethereum dominance plus Tether dominance plus USDC dominance. And that gives you the exact same thing we're looking at. So, okay. All right. How we doing Bitcoin? $92,000. Yeah, it's been kind of funny because I would say, let us all go, like, Spanish. And came to my realization I could have just, vámonos. That would have been an appropriate Spanish way to do that. But hey, you know what? Let us goat. All right. That's going to be it. That's going to be it for the day, guys. Crypto's killing it. Macro is playing along friendly. Robinhood has listed XRP, Cardano, Solana, and Pepe to be tradable in the United States of America. And all is well in the universe. So let's get it. I hope I didn't miss anybody, guys. If I did, it was apologies. I did not intend to do that. Happiest little place in the galaxy says BlackRock's tokenization fund BUIDL issued with Securitize is now accessible on Aptos, Arbitrum, Avalanche, Optimism, OP Mainnet, and Polygon and Ethereum. There we go. Thank you. Jaxer says, let's wrap my boss is noticing I'm not working. Okay. Jaxer, you're my accountant. Don't let your boss see you bumping your head right now.
It is Wednesday, my
But all right. We're going to go ahead and go through the wrap up and call it a day. We're over an hour. Every time we get over an hour is where my throat starts to kind of give out on me. All right. That's going to be it for this one, guys. Check out the newsletter over there at blockchainbacker.substack.com. Check out bcbacker.com for over 40 videos and 11 hours of content teaching you how to set up your own charts and indicators within TradingView and CoinTrader Pro. Otherwise, there's links in the description of this video to the newsletter as well. Have yourself an absolutely wonderful day, and thank you so much for watching. If you could, please like this live stream and give it a thumbs up. If you are new to the channel, please subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can be notified of when I create new content and when I go live. As always, this is not investment advice, and I am not a financial advisor. But if you ever need a pick-me-up or a little bit of reassurance, just remember that the blockchain backers got your back. Have a good one.